What's up, everyone? Welcome back to 6 Wins. Final 4 time! This is Chris. I'm Matt. We're going to do the reveal of who is moving on to the finals of our best WWE Superstar bracket, and we're going to have all the hand gestures you can handle because we throw our polls on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Nice. And we threw this poll up. This was our Final 4 matchup between the Deadman, the Undertaker, the Phenom himself.
Am I doing it?
You're doing it. You're doing it. And the Heartbreak Kid, Mr. Wrestlemania, Shawn Michaels. An incredible matchup to go to the finals. And one that will let you know who's moving on and who may become our best WWE superstar. Because if they win this, they're just one more win away. Mm-hmm. And if you've been enjoying watching us talk about wrestling and talk about who you guys voted as the better WWE superstars in all these matchups, please subscribe and like the video and come back. We love doing these videos and we want to keep doing this for wrestling and for other pop culture things. We've done a Best Actor one. We're going to be having some of our Best TV Show bracket videos coming soon. And we're going to be doing other brackets. I think we've got a Best Rapper bracket in the works here probably coming up next.
Yeah, shout out Beats, Brews, and Points of View podcast. My good buddy Neil. We're going to be putting that together here real soon. So Best Rapper.
Yeah. So we want to talk about who's moving on between HBK and Undertaker and maybe who we would have picked. But before we do, another game, another quick random wrestling facts about these two. Play along at home. See if you can beat Chris in another episode of Are You Smarter Than a Wrestling Stan? And I don't think you're smarter than this one. This is top Stanliness. Top manliness. You got the trap wiggle. He's flexing on him. So this game, just to explain it really quick to Chris and to you at home, I'm going to give like a little bit of a fact or sort of a question, and the answers are going to be HBK, Shawn Michaels, or Undertaker. One of them fits the bill and did this thing or is this thing. And I don't know how many I've got, maybe 6 or 7. The first one, we'll start maybe easy. I wanted to find a way to make this hard, but we'll start easy.
Start off in easy mode.
Who's older?
Undertaker.
How much older do you think?
3 years older.
Do you know how old either of them are?
I would guess Undertaker is 57 and Shawn Michaels is 54.
You're pretty close. You're right. Taker is older. Taker is 58. Shawn Michaels is 57.
Ooh,
they're super close in age.
Super close in age.
I was hoping that Michaels would actually be older because that would surprise, I think, most people.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's so close.
Yeah.
But Undertaker is older by a year or so.
Yeah.
All right. Which one choked Kurt Angle on a plane?
Undertaker?
Yes,
okay.
He did.
Do you know the story behind that?
I do.
It sounds vaguely familiar, but let's hear the
So
story.
Undertaker, they were coming back on a plane after a pay-per-view match, I think, in the UK.
Okay.
And Undertaker was sleeping. Angle and Vince McMahon, like, it's not like they weren't fighting, but Angle and Vince McMahon decided to have like a wrestling match in the aisle. And they were kind of like wrestling around, and it was getting noisy. Undertaker woke up and saw Angle on top of Vince, and I don't know if he was just like, "It's too noisy, shut up," or like, "Get off the boss," and he's just like choked Angle and stopped that.
Gosh, I would love to bet on that flight.
Yeah. All right. Which one once had a gimmick called the Commando?
Undertaker.
Yeah. Did you know that one?
I think I did.
Nice.
Back before Mean Mark Calloway.
Yeah, there's a couple other ones I thought they would have been more obvious because of Undertaker's relation to Texas. He once went by Texas Red.
Vaguely familiar. I feel like I've heard that.
And I'm guessing, this might be a fact, this is a complete guess, but I'm guessing this is where the name comes. Fact for you at home, I'm guessing this came from a famous Western song called Big Iron. And it's about a gunslinger named Texas Red. It's a great, like, old Western song. Check it out. All right. Who put on a wrestling match for a high school talent show?
That sounds like a Michaels thing.
Yeah, it was a Michaels.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
totally guess on that one. Because I know Taker didn't really get into wrestling until after, because he was focused on basketball.
Yeah, I was going to ask about basketball, but I was like,
Okay.
Taker's the more obvious answer because he's tall there.
Yeah.
You're crushing it so far. You haven't missed a single one.
Okay.
Who requested that JR commentated his final match?
Taker.
HBK. That's
okay.
such a good one because they both seem like JR guys.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing was, the final match was HBK. So this was when HBK, before he came back and did any other matches, was the HBK Taker match.
Yeah.
So it was a Taker match, but it was HBK that requested JR.
Okay.
Even though he still would have been calling Taker's match there.
Yeah, because I know JR also did Taker versus Triple H end of an era match.
Yeah, all right. I've got 2, maybe 3 more if you do too good. No, I'm just going to do 2 more.
Okay.
You're crushing it. You've only missed one. Which one did Macho Man request to have a feud with? Really wanted to have a feud with this wrestler.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm going to guess Taker.
HBK
Oh, no!
Shawn Michaels.
I should have quit while I was ahead. That'd have been a good feud.
Yeah. All right, this is the last one. Hates cucumbers.
Undertaker.
It is Undertaker. Did you know that? Have you heard that one?
Yes.
It sounds like it's probably very well known at some point because
It
apparently
is.
he despises them.
I was compiling things. Well, I talked to Stevis, and he was compiling things for 2 Truths and a Lie.
Oh.
And that was one of the truths.
Ooh, you'll get a little heads up if Stevis drops those vids. You'll kind of be halfway there to winning 2 Truths. Stevis's 2 Truths and a Lie.
Yeah.
How'd you do at home? Chris crushed it.
Did all right. I
He
got 2
did.
wrong.
He did really good. Usually I get like 2 right. So, awesome job. Those are just some fun facts about the 2 guys. Now some fun opinions about the 2 guys. Who's the better WWE superstar? I'll kick us off first. But I don't want to. It's just Macaulay Culkin because I realized I gotta pick one. And it's the same thing for Austin Rock. At this, like, the guys are so equal when it comes to like all the categories. Like, they're both just the highest quality, and you could kind of go either way on, you know, all of the assets and traits you need to be a great WWE superstar. So at some point it just comes down to like, well, who do I like more personally? Or if there is some reason why you think one guy is just like the epitome of a WWE superstar. Weirdly, HBK to me is the epitome of a WWE superstar, and I actually do think I like HBK more. But there's the mystique, there's that aura as Michael Cole shouts in your ear every time Undertaker walks down an entrance ramp. And it just to me feels like HBK is like the logical pick to be like even probably the best WWE superstar and win this thing because of just how he is debatably and arguably the best at literally any category you could pick. He's up there, and you could argue for him as the best as like any category. But something just tells me that like Undertaker has to be like he is the ultimate WWE superstar. Everything in my being tells me that personally I would take HBK, but I think like the right choice in like 100 years, if you know they look back and go, did Matt and Chris get this right? I think Undertaker has to be the best WWE superstar of all time and has to win this one and win against whoever he'd face in the finals. So I'd pick Undertaker.
Okay. Darn, hard to argue that. I guess the only thing I'd add is not that it was HBK's fault that he missed 4 or 5 years of action, but in that time away, Taker was still there.
Yeah.
And it's not HBK's fault that he had to retire at WrestleMania. Was it 26?
Yeah, it's 26.
It's not his fault, but Taker stayed on for long after a good 8 to 10 years. He was still doing it, not full time, but he was still doing it. And I don't know who started in WWF first. They had to have been close within a few years.
Yeah.
But Taker just been a staple for so long. And he kept doing it, kept coming back. And in that era where, you know, there was like the Big Boss Man and a Clown and a Repo Man and a Macho Man.
The good old days
Warrior,
with those ridiculous gimmicks that I love.
Right, it was like ridiculous characters. Undertaker was one of those ridiculous characters. He was a Deadman.
Yes, he was.
He changed and evolved through Attitude Era. He made it work. Through Ruthless Aggression, made it work. Through like kind of PG or reality area, he always kind of evolved and made it work. But while mostly sticking true to that Deadman gimmick, and there's something to be said for that. specifically in the ring talent, I'm going to give the nod to Shawn Michaels. I don't know, other than maybe like a Daniel Bryan, one person I would put above Shawn Michaels in terms of in-ring, but not even a Daniel Bryan, because Shawn Michaels, while he didn't have the best record at WrestleMania, he earned that title Mr. WrestleMania because he would put on the best match just consistently, and then it would come to the next year, and everyone had that expectation of him going in. Can he still put on the best match? And without fail, he still did, and he still did, and he still did, and he would continue to level up and exceed your expectations. So, all that being said, love HBK. I'm still going Taker.
Yeah,
I agree. So,
all right. Well, we had this poll up here: Undertaker, HBK. One's moving on to the championship and has a chance to be our best WWE superstar. After everybody voted, we counted them up. The winner going on to face Stone Cold Steve Austin, if you haven't seen that video. It's going to be Austin versus Taker. The Deadman in the finals. HBK just short, just shy, but he was Mr. 6 wins bracket, if you ask me.
Right.
great matchups that he won. The best matchups, obviously. No, but Taker versus Austin. Think about who you're voting for.
Stay tuned.